That was actually last Friday. I ate a plate of chocolate because it was a rough day at work and I decided that I was needing a plate of chocolate or a bar of chocolate or whatever. What is up, guys? Today we are gonna talk about weight loss and intermittent fasting. So back in 21, I had a conversation with a friend and she were, well, mostly just rambling on about how she wanted to lose weight and she was fat and she didn't know what to do and so on and so on. And since I've been doing fitness for a lot of years, I told her why not do intermittent fasting, because it's simple and you sound like you don't have a lot of energy to count macros or calories and plan meals and such. So why not just fast? And her response, probably isn't something new to anyone in here, was as following. Yeah, but you don't really know me. You don't know what it's like to be me. You see, I have responsibilities. I have stuff to do. I cannot just fast. Because if I fast, then I will just pass out after 3 hours of not eating. Because that is how the human body works. If you don't eat every three hours, then you're gonna just drop dead. This is how we survived the dinosaurs. We had to eat every 3 hours because we will drop dead otherwise. Yeah, so I stopped explaining anything to her. I stopped talking about intermittent fasting and just said, okay, guess you're just fat. Well, the funny thing is, what happened to me was that I was struggling with exams. I was almost done with my studies in architecture. I ended up just skipping the gym and skipping like eating probably. So after some time I ended up looking like this over here. And well, it's not my proudest moment, I can tell you that for sure. Now, the next thing happens is that in November, I feel a little more on top of things. So I started working out for real again. And after some time, I'm just gonna pull out my phone for reference. I ended up looking as I do in this picture. See, this is the same picture I have down here. And yeah, I did put on some muscle, I sure did. But if you look at it, this is not me just spilling my stomach. I am actually like pulling it in as if my life depended on it. And I was so embarrassed when my body took this picture, because I knew that I was flexing hard and pulling in and trying to do a vacuum pose. Well, there's not a lot of vacuum over this picture, but well, it is what it is. So it is now December at this point. I'm done with my exams, and in January the 3rd, 2022, I had to start at my new workplace. So this is not me trying to brag about my job or doing a flex, and if you have some kind of other job, that is also great. I'm just doing this for reference to my conversation with this old friend, saying I didn't know what it's like to be whatever it's called. So now I am in charge of 50 people and I decide when to go to work and what I want to do and when I want to leave and whatever, and I have to go to like 500 meetings a week. So I ended up doing what she said wasn't possible. January the 3rd, I started intermittent fasting. Now the way I did it were pretty simple, because I like doing stuff simple and not doing something overcomplicated, because then I just don't have the mental fortitude to do it. So my rules were simple. I'm not gonna eat when I go to bed until I get home from work. So I go to bed usually around 10 in the evening, and I'll get up and go to work around 4, 5 maybe. Then I'll be in the office at 6, and I'll usually stay there until at least 2 or 3 in the evening again. And in this time frame, I have to be alert. Like from the second I get in at the office, I have emails, I have meetings, I have people asking me what to do, and I don't know what to do since I'm new. Like I have like severe imposter syndrome at this place because I don't feel like I really belong there yet. So I'm working my ass off. And I am fasting at the same time. Now when I wake up, I've been fasted for at least 6 or 7 hours. From that point on, I'm gonna fast for another 7 hours at least, making it a total of at least 14 hours or 15 hours fast. Even more. I haven't done the math in the head while doing this video. I'm just rambling out everything. Then I get home. Then I can cook myself a meal. So usually I'll maybe eat around 4 or something like that, 3 or 4. It's been a couple of hours at that time. And I would do this Monday until and with Friday. And in the weekends I would just try and stick with some healthy food choice, not fast if I wanted to, or fast if I wanted to. There's no rules in the weekends. I'm just gonna relax and chill. So 10 days later, this is what I look like. These pictures recently taken. This is what I achieved in 10 days of fasting. Keep in mind that I didn't really track any macros. So one of the days I remember when I got home, and that was actually last Friday, I ate a plate of chocolate because it was a rough day at work and I decided that I was needing a plate of chocolate or a bar of chocolate or whatever you call it. So that was my price for surviving a week at the new workplace. Now I did eat some whey and stuff, but as I told you, I didn't count any macros. And I didn't stick with any crazy food schedule or anything like that. I ate what I wanted to when I got home, took some protein shakes, then I went up and did a workout. That's it, more or less. In the night when I went to sleep, I would fast again until I got home from work the next day. In that time frame, I lost at least 10 pounds because when I looked at the scale, I had actually lost 12 pounds. But I am counting some of it as water weight, and I would say that's about 20%. So I just subtracted 2 pounds from the 12 and said, okay, I might have lost around 10 pounds of fat or tissue or whatever you call it. Maybe not exactly fat, but at least 10 pounds of something. This is only just a little log on how my fasting is going after 10 days. I am gonna stick with this schedule at least until the end of January, and I'm gonna see how well it works. So if you are considering to do intermittent fasting, if you think it is hard or you might not want to do something crazy and complicated, you can just try and follow what I did, because if you take a look at the pictures, I'm still keeping a lot of muscle mass. I lost a ton on the waist. Like my shoulders, they are popping at this point way more than they did before. My waist has gotten fairly slimmer in just 10 days, and I didn't have any crazy rules. The only rule were no food when I go to bed and until I get home from work. That's it. And in the weekends, I can eat whatever I want. Today, for example, it is Saturday and I had a large burger with fries. But another fun fact is actually, as I started fasting, I can actually only eat one meal and then I'm more or less full the rest of the day. So I had this burger in the evening, and I haven't eaten anything else before or after. So I think there's a lot of good benefits to doing this. And in the end, guys, if you want to fast, you can just do as I did, fast when you go to bed and until you get home from work. You're not gonna die, you're not gonna faint, you're not gonna lose all your muscle. And I'm sorry guys, those of you who are like the special snowflake cases, I don't have anything to say. Like, if that's your mindset, you already decided that you can't lose weight or anything like that. With that said, until next time guys, cheers.